OK, let me ask you a question, Mr. President. Why should somebody who maybe had an ancestor 7 or 8 generations ago, why should they have to pay now for what an ancient ancestor did? Or why should they apologise for what an ancestor did centuries ago?
You are one of the beneficiaries of that slave trade.
Welcome to Tunacheki's Africa React. I'm your host, Mike Mushi, and this is the show where we go online and react to viral videos that concern the African continent. Before we start, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It's the best way to show YouTube this is a great video, and it will recommend it to more like-minded people like you. So we will watch the video.
OK, let me ask you a question, Mr. President, on behalf of all of our viewers who would be covered by this. Why should somebody who maybe had an ancestor 7 or 8 generations ago, long before they were a twinkle in their great-great-great-great-grandparents' eye, why should they have to pay now for what an ancient ancestor did? Or why should they apologise for what an ancestor did centuries ago? Why do they still carry that burden?
Oh, it's not a burden at all. You are one of the beneficiaries of that slave trade. So this is not a burden. You should be concerned, and you should pay, because you today are still benefiting from the greatest indignity to a human being, and that is the slave trade. And not only did you benefit during the slave trade and your country developed, but look at what it caused the developing world. During slavery, resources was used to build your country, build up your capacity. You were able to then become competitive. You were able to invest in mechanization, and developing countries like ours were left behind. So you should be very concerned, because you are a prime beneficiary of the exploits of slavery.
So put a figure on it, please, because it always comes down to the bottom line. How much should an individual taxpayer in a country like the UK be signing a cheque to a country like yours, Ghana?
Well, it's easy to calculate. We can use the time value of money. You can look at the period of slavery and the contribution not the contribution, the extraction of wealth from countries like ours, and how it was utilized to build your society, build your country, create wealth in your country, and then add the time value of money, and you will get the value. There's a lot of research paper on this. A lot of universities would have done paper on this. There's enough literature to tell us what that value is. But I want to say that it is not only the value, it is the loss of time. It is a loss of competitiveness. It is a loss of human dignity. It is a loss of our education system. It is the culture that we lost. It is all of this indignity that surrounded slavery that we must consider.
Okay, that was our reaction. This has been me, Mike Mushi from Tunacheki, and as always remember, Africa is watching.
Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to receive updates on our latest videos. And always remember, Africa is watching.